Hi everybody, Kristen Lloyd here with Bariatric Mindset, and it is cold outside. Are you guys freezing? Because here it's pretty cold. So today I wanted to talk to you about how to stay motivated and work on your mindset when it's freezing cold outside. And a lot of times people talk about this being polar bear weather. And what does that mean? Well, first of all, that means that you're struggling to get your workouts in and that you could be eating things that are a whole lot more heavy, right? And that you may feel are packing on the pounds instead of helping you reach your weight loss goals, right? So, motivation. Quite a few people this week have messaged me and said, Kristen, what can I do to stay motivated? I work long hours, or I can't get to my gym, or I just can't get up in the morning. And so I have some amazing tips for you guys this week on that. And I'm going to talk to you about meal planning. So get ready. So for this week, in terms of staying motivated, it's important that you have set intentions, either for the day or the week. The week is always good because that gives you an opportunity to reset if you miss a day, right? And the goal is not that you allow yourself, right? Like, oh, I'm going to mess up today, but that you kind of set a goal in terms of how often you actually want to get your body in motion on a day-to-day basis or for a given week. So a lot of times it's important that you get moving, 4, 5, 6 days a week, and that you set that intention. And if something happens on a given day, then you switch that day out for another one. So it is important that you're firm and yet flexible in your plan, right? Because flexibility is key. Because if you go for, oh my gosh, I didn't do it, and have a very perfectionist attitude about it, then you can get yourself down very quickly with, I didn't do it. Gosh, I'm such a failure. And that kind of burdens the negative self-talk. And we want to get away from that negative self-talk thinking. So it's important to know what your goals are or intentions for the week in terms of you getting your body in motion. And I like to call it getting your body in motion because a lot of people have a negative connotation about exercise, or there's this idea of what exercise is. And of course, I encourage people to do something that you love. And on one of my videos in my Facebook group this week, I said, I love dancing, and I'm not a fan of Zumba because for me, I have to think. And after a long day of working with clients and already thinking all day, having to put my foot here and my arm here and my foot here and my arm here and moving and following someone, it just absolutely makes me crazy. So I am someone who would rather go for a run or a jog or get on the elliptical and lift weights or follow a routine rather than actual follow someone's steps like in an aerobics class. However, I know many of my clients would rather do, let's say, an exercise class or a Zumba class or something where you actually have to follow the routine in order to stay focused. Great. Whatever you like to keep you motivated is amazing. But for those individuals that have a hard time getting to a class or getting up in the morning, I'm going to strongly encourage you to play a game where on a daily basis, you allow yourself, let's say 5 points or 10 points, and that is your goal. And so in order to get a point, you would do different things throughout the day. So a lot of times it's not necessarily that you have 30 minutes or 20 minutes or an hour to do a workout, but that you do things all throughout the day to keep your body active. And so a point may be that you walked or run up 2 flights of stairs. Another point might be that you walked around your office for a couple minutes. Another point would be that you do a couple sets of lunges. Another point might be that you do some arm raises or some arm circles. And maybe this is a good time to say that I am not a certified personal trainer. I am a mindset coach. But the reason I'm talking about this is because I'm trying to give you mindset tools on how to incorporate this in your day. Because I think a lot of people get overwhelmed by, I need to have 30 minutes I need to have this amount of time. It has to be at this specific time of day. And especially when it's cold outside, what's most important is that you are moving consistently. And so what I'm doing is I'm helping you to trick your brain on how to do something differently so that you don't get in your own way or self-sabotage with the old way of thinking, which is I need 30 minutes, I need 40 minutes, I have to go to this class on my way home, or I have to get up at 4 in the morning to go to this class. Just do something with the time that you have. And the next time you're waiting for the copier to make copies, sit there and do some lunges or some squats. Or if you're able to do jumping jacks or, running in place or walking in place or something to get that movement in. And the more active you are throughout the day, when your goal at the end of the day is to get that 5 points or 10 points, you're going to feel so much better about yourself because you're going to see that you've accomplished something. So my definite recommendation to you is that you set these little mini challenges for yourself that help you see that you are doing something so that you don't get down on yourself by not going to those 30-minute classes or 30-minute workouts or gym exercises or what have you. It is important that you get the movement in with the time that you have. Now, I also know people who are like, excuses, anybody can get this in, excuses, in terms of why you're not getting it in. So I get that too. However, this little reset that I'm suggesting in terms of the point system or the mini challenges is going to help you overcome these excuses, because honestly, with this, you don't have an excuse. I know anybody and everyone, myself included, who is able to, whether you're on a conference call or something, do some leg lifts or some knee ups or anything, something to get your body in motion, even if you have a desk job. So, how to get motivated, right? And you may say, okay, so how is this going to motivate you? Once you get your body moving, once you follow through with something like this, you're going to feel more motivated and more accomplished to do it again and again and again. And so this is just the beginning of the next step of maybe leading up to that 30-minute workout or 45-minute workout or whatever it is that you really want to do but don't have the time for, or have been telling yourself you don't have the time for, or have not scheduled into your day. So this is one of those first steps. Or if you're even unable to, let's say, get up, like you're chair bound or something like that, that you're able to, let's say, move your upper body or challenge yourself to, do some punches or something to get your body in motion, right? So it's another way that you're challenging yourself to get out of your comfort zone, to get your body moving. All right. So no excuses. It's cold outside and you can still move no matter what. So I highly encourage you to play this game, mental trick, so that you are motivated for the long term. Now, it's cold outside and the food might be heavier. So meal planning is very important. I strongly encourage individuals to meal plan at the beginning of the week and to look at really balancing these foods. So one of the things that I'm talking about is one of my clients made a beef stew last week, minus the potatoes. I was so proud of her, but she still felt like that was a very heavy meal. So one of the things that I suggested to her is that she would lighten things up and have, let's say, if there was a heavy meal on a specific day that was like a stick to your ribs type meal, that the next day that she alternated it with something that was a little bit lighter, so not as heavy. So it's important that at the beginning of the week, you look at what you're meal planning for the week, what's heavy, what's not, how to incorporate some lighter things like, maybe the high protein yogurt, which is a little on the lighter side, making sure you're getting your fruit and vegetables in and that kind of thing, so that you're balancing the freshness, right, with some of the heavier meals, because this is the time of year also, you might not know this, where people get back, or some people can get off track because they're looking for that heavier stuff because they're really cold and there's comfort foods. And even though we're past the holiday mark, I still have recognized where some of my clients have come in and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm like craving mac and cheese. And the trick for that, right? The cauliflower mash, using the cauliflower mash and cheese, right? Right. So it's important to know what you can substitute for those old timey those old school favorites that you can now create as berry friendly. And maybe this is an opportunity also for me to say, I am not a dietitian. However, the reason I'm talking about this is because I'm trying to get you to train your brain to think berry friendly, and to really switch over to that new bariatric mindset. Which is me, to switch over to that new bariatric mindset, which is really going to help you sustain this long-term weight loss, because now you're thinking in terms of the weight loss, weight maintenance, keeping it off for the long term, instead of that old self-sabotaging ways, which is, oh my gosh, I really want that comfort food, and going, is that really what's best for me right now? That's going to pile it back on instead of helping me achieve my goals. So really helping you to think of these little mindset hacks to help you with the meal plans, to help you with the motivation, get your movement in, right? The mindset, motivation, and movement. Mindset, motivation, movement, and meal planning. How awesome is that? All M's. Okay, anyway, sorry, got off track for a second. So that you can achieve all of your goals, right? Because that's what we're here for. This post-op lifestyle is to help you keep the weight off and live your best life. So when meal planning, look at some of the heavier meals. Remember to consider the berry-friendly options, and have that mixed with some of the lighter things like fruit, making sure you're getting in your protein no matter what to keep you on track. And then, of course, get some of that motivation and movement in there, because that's going to also help you when it's cold outside. And if you're more likely to kind of stay snuggled on the couch, right, you're probably going to be colder too, because after you've lost, I don't know, 50, 100, how much have you lost? For me, I am a lot colder now than I ever was. And I have a lot of post-op patients tell me, gosh, I'm so cold. And so what's going to help you break that cold feeling other than a blanket? Get your body in motion. So if you're watching TV, or if you're engaging in any kind of outdoor activities, get your body in motion. Walk it in place, or I know nobody ever watches commercials anymore. That was my old thing, is like, okay, so move during the commercials, but everybody just fast forwards through them. Get up frequently so that you're moving your body, and this is also going to help you stay warm, and you'll probably burn some extra calories while you're at it. So get moving. Focus on balancing your meal plan. And really, this is going to help you stay focused on your success in the long term, because you're going to feel better about yourself. This is also a time of year where people have seasonal affective disorder. They kind of get sad, right? Because that's what seasonal affective disorder stands for. And your mood can kind of be lowered. So again, getting your body in motion is great for getting those endorphins going and really lifting your mood. So a lot of times staying inside and being really cold and not getting the sunlight, of course, because there's not much sunlight, can really impact seasonal affective disorder or seasonal depression. So if you're experiencing something like that, the first line of defense is to get your body in motion so that you can release those endorphins and start feeling better. Make sure that you're eating healthy, that you're getting your protein in so that you're on track. And for those who are really struggling with seasonal affective disorder, I would definitely recommend that you look into a blue light. And if you don't know what a blue light is, you can go to Amazon and look up blue light, and it's like a little light that you stick in front of your face. I'm not using a blue light right now because I don't have one. But that is something that can sometimes help give you the vitamin D that you need, that can also help with seasonal affective disorder. And it gives you the sunlight that you may not be getting by the outdoor light, but that you need in order to help regulate your mood. So I would definitely encourage that you look up that. And if you have any other questions, also feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer them. And if you have other questions or would like additional support, remember to check out the Bariatric Mindset Mavens Facebook group on Facebook. And for other great videos, please remember to subscribe to the channel. I would love your feedback on what you thought of this video and many more. And be sure to leave them in the comments below. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. Until next time, this is Kristen Lloyd with Bariatric Mindset. Have an amazing day. And remember to keep your body in motion, meal plan, and keep that motivation up. See you next time.